Hi guys, we're about one here, coming at you with my 21st deck profile. Yeah, 21st. I know it's not the greatest number of my Pendulum Magician deck. Uh, it I went at the end of the day X2-1, the highest of the X2 ones. Like, not the number that I was going for, but I was hoping to at least get X1, X2, which was going well for most of the day, but ended up going X2-1, which was kind of sad. So one like 6 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. This deck really did perform well though, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like this deck performed perfectly throughout the whole weekend. Well, through on the Saturday of the UK Open, one of the biggest regional level events in the UK at 277 people. So coming 21st out of that many isn't too bad, I suppose. But I got my invite as well, which wasn't bad. But yeah, went to the UK Open, and I actually came pretty high, as you can tell from coming 21st. Obviously, it's not the first place where you get a trophy, a PlayStation 4 Pro, and like a case of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but to be honest, I really don't care about the case because of I don't care about this set, not at all. I really don't. But yeah, uh, I won. Uh, I won 6 rounds. I lost two and drawed one. Did really well throughout the day though, so I was really happy. And yeah, the matchups that I played were pretty simple. Round one was Volcanics, which was a bit of a surprise. I literally just it was Ash game from his Volcanic Scatter Shot. He couldn't do anything after I Ashed it. Next round, round one was Volcanic. Round two was True Draco. I played awfully that game. I really did. I made mistakes that could have cost me the game, but luckily I still was able to 2-0 the guy very easy, very easily. But he played really well. I just played really bad and just somehow still won. Round three, Spirals, really good match. Really good match. Round two. Round three, we had game one. He killed me. No, game one I killed him. Game two he killed me, and then game three was a grind game. Sadly, he won the grind game because he was able to top deck twice, top decking a Twin Twisters first to get rid of my trap card, and then top decking a Tough to be able to actually kill me. Through guessing correct on the Tough effect, which was kind of annoying, but what you're gonna do? Spiral is Spiral. Um, Round four was Trickstars. Trickstars, easy matchup, not even gonna lie. This deck can deal with Trickstars, no problem whatsoever. Trickstars are a very easy matchup for this deck. It was a win. Sorry, no, round four wasn't that. It was Zombie Stun was round four, which was really strange because I was X1 at this point, and it was like, oh, Zombie Stun. This is very interesting. And the whole basis of his deck was to make Omega, beat your opponent down, and just use trap cards to stall your opponent, which was kind of interesting and really cool. As I said, round five was Trickstars. Easy matchup, didn't have any problems with it whatsoever. Trickstars really don't have a problem with this deck. I can deal with Trickstars easy, thanks to this good card, because of its says Screw Scapegoat. But yeah, and then round six was another Trickstar player. Um, she did really well. She was doing really well. She beat me game one, game two. I beat her. Then game three, I just continued to beat her. She did really well. Uh, but yeah, game three I won. But yeah, then round seven was against Paleo. I drew against him. Sadly, I won game one, game two. He won because we went into time, and I just couldn't kill him. And then we had to draw because of we went into time while we were in game two, so couldn't do anything about that. Round eight was Spiral again. Game one, I FTK him. Game two, I almost FTK'd him, but because of he had a Spiral Resort up that I couldn't deal with, I just couldn't kill him. Then game 3, he proceeds to FTK me because I didn't open go very well going first. Didn't really open any way to stop him other than stop his Helix with a Reaper, but no, with an Ash. But he already had the Helix to be able to game me. And then round 9 was a Magician player, which was an easy matchup. I didn't have much trouble with it, and I just FTK'd. I just killed him. But yeah, the matchups throughout the day were really easy, I'd say. Like, this deck really does have a great competitive matchup against a lot of the meta decks of this format. And it really did perform very well throughout the day. So let's just get into the deck profile, because I want to show you guys what I was playing and why I decided to play what I played. Like, some of the stuff is very basic, so I won't explain it. But the rest of it, I will explain. So, yeah. So starting off, we played, obviously, the Free Skull Combat Joker. There's no need to explain this card. He is your Stratus of the deck. He searches everything in your deck. So, there is no need to explain this card. Next, we play Free Harmonizing Magician. Same as Joker. No really need to explain this card. This card is just basically, I Pendulum Summon it. It's a free it's a free XC, it's a free Synchro, free Fusion. It's just free for as a 1 monster, any extra deck monster. Essentially, that's the reason you play it at free. Next, we play free double Iris. Same thing as again. It's staple up free. You need to be able to destroy it to search your pendulum graphs. Your trap card is very vital for the deck, so you have to play 3 of this to be able to search it. So don't really need to explain that either. But this does also help with OTKs at times when you want to double damage things. Next, we play free purple poison. You play free purple poison at all times just because he's your low scale, he's your best low scale of the deck. Just being able to give anything 1200 and in turn also destroy something else really just helps clear your opponent's board. Plus, even if your opponent strikes the destroy effect, you're going to get it again, purely because it would be an extra deck and destroyed an extra deck and go to grave, and then activate again in graveyard because it was destroyed. But yeah, purple poison, definitely a good option in this deck. Next, we play Free Wisdom Eye. It's basically the same reason as you play Joker. He can be any scale you want as long as you have another Magician or Performer Power in the scale. So he is a staple at free as well. You do not want to play him at any other number. Next, we play 2 Black Fang. I see people play 3 Black Fang, but personally, I feel like that's too many. 2 Black Fang is more than enough just because your monsters are normally not going to be in the graveyard, even early game or sometimes late game. And this card really is just like, if it's in the graveyard, it's in the graveyard, but I'm only playing it for if I think my opponent has Strike. Because the point is, if my opponent has Strike, I Pendulum Summon this and if they strike me, I'm just going to summon it back. So this card is just really good to get around the strikes. Plus, halving attack can be very useful at times, which is how I almost FTK'd the Spiral player around 8, but Resort stopped me from being able to do it, so what are you going to do? Next, we play 1 Oath Dragon. Oath Dragon at 1 is a standard. You could play at 2 if you really wanted to, but I feel like 1 is the right number of Oath Dragon. Basically, what he does is adds magicians back from your extra deck to your hand, or if you pendulum summon him from your graveyard to your hand, you're rarely using his monster effect, you're more using him for his scale effect, to add a magician back from your extra deck to your hand. He's very vital in this deck. If you're not playing him at 1, then you're not playing the deck correctly, but if you're playing him at more than 1, 2 is a fair enough number, but 3 is too many in my opinion, so 1 Oath Dragon is more than enough for me. Next, we play 2 Perform Power Pendulum Sorcerer. Basically, this is your turn 1 way of popping Iris. You summon him, destroy Iris, Iris searches you time, and then this will search you Joker. Then you can normal the Joker, get a Wisdom Eye, send to great use effect, get an Oath or get a Poison. If the other scale is an Oath or is an Oath, then you can add back the Iris and have your Poison to pop on your opponent's turn to be able to pop 2 cards easily. So very vital, this card. I might cut it down to 1 when we get Electrum, because I'm testing right now for Electrum builds. But currently, I feel like this card at 2 is fine. If I change it to 1, it's because of Electrum, and I needed to make room. But he is usually a side-out target as well. Well, one of him is one of... You usually side out at least 1 because he's searchable in the deck. Next, we play two Astrograph. I wanted to play two Astrograph purely because it's an FTK enabler. Well, not an FTK, an OTK enabler, where if you destroy something, you can get another thing and then just summon this, so it's an extra 25 body. Plus, this card easily lets you make your link monsters a lot easier. It lets you make just a lot of plays a lot easier, and this card just helps so much. Just being able to like, oh, I killed my Wisdom Eye, then I summon this to get another Wisdom Eye, then I just use the Iris, target this to get another and then use the Wisdom Eye again. Like I can half something, make it double damage, and just do a ton of damage to my opponent. So Astrograph at 2 is a good number in my opinion. If I ever felt like I needed to side in a lot though, I usually sided out 1. Kind of like the Sorcerer, but 2 is a good enough number right now. When we get Electrum, I'm boosting this up to 3 though, because you need to play 3 of this and a Stargazer along with it, just to make Electrum a lot easier. Next, I played 2 Ash Blossom. I obviously don't own a third Ash Blossom, but I'd never felt like I needed a third Ash Blossom. So I played 2 Ash Blossom because Ash Blossom is just a decent hand trap, and this deck doesn't really need hand traps to win the game. But Ash Blossom you obviously play because it's the best hand trap in the format. No other reason to explain that. And then Maxi, the card that should either be a free or up banned, we play 1 of because it's Maxi. I don't have to really explain Maxi because Maxi is Maxi. Yeah, Maxi is Maxi. That's the logic behind it. So I don't really need to explain Maxi. But yeah, that's the monsters. I play a total of 24 monsters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25 monsters. I play a total of 25 monsters. I feel like that's the right number. Like, I thought I was playing 24, but 25 seems like the right number as well, just because of the hand traps. But yeah, that's the right number of monsters all in my opinion, just because you want to be able to have your scales and you want to be able to have everything else as well. So, yeah. Next, we're playing 3 Daughters Alliance. Searches your Pendulum calls, searches your time Pendulum graphs, searches your Sorcerer, searches your Iris. Really is just a generic search throughout the whole deck and really just help you play the game. I even was able to come back game 3 just because of this card against the Frown Free Spiral player. But as I said, we got into a top decking situation after that and stuff happened. So what are you going to do? But yeah, 3 Daughters Alliance. Searches a lot of cards in the deck. Next, we play 2 Pendulum Call. I feel like 2 Pendulum Call is the right number in this deck just because you have one for the early game, and then you have another one for the late game. So if they negate the first one, then you can use this one later on, and you can even search it out with this. So normally, if I'm siding though, I will side out 1 Daughters Alliance because I'm already playing 2 of this, but I feel like 2 Pendulum Call is always the right number in this deck just because it gives you more searchability in the deck, which really does help you. Plus, this will protect your scales more and do you a lot more better than this will. So, 2 Pendulum Call just because of it's very good being able to search you 2 scales and protect your scales. But yeah, next we play 2 Star Pendulum Graph. I'm thinking of cutting this to 1 personally when we get Electrum just because to make room, but currently, the reason we play 2 of this card is just because it's a good card. If it gets MST or Cosmic Cyclone, then we don't really have the card anymore, and that could be very annoying. But just for the fact that when a magician leaves the field, you get to search another one. This card really does come in handy because it allows you to keep adding resources and just keep having resources. So this card just really is your resource digging card. So I felt like 2 was a good number. If throughout the day it was always a good number because if this one got destroyed, I'll search out the next one and use the next one. But like I'm iffy on the number now just because we're getting Electrum and I need to make room. So yeah, 2 Star Pendulum Graph. Next we play 2 Pot of Desires. 2 Pot of Desires is just Desires. We're playing a 42 card deck, so 2 Desires is fine. I felt like every time I Desires, I wasn't losing a lot. If it ever got Ashed, which only happened once throughout the day, thankfully, because I always baited before using it, it was fine. Like, Desires, it was a fine card. It really didn't help me a lot throughout the day, and Desires really didn't hurt me all that much throughout the day. Next, we played 2 Wavering Eyes. We main 2 Wavering Eyes just for the mirror, and we always side it out if we're not against the mirror. So, Wavering Eyes is just there to deal with opponent, have card to deal with mirror, and if you're wavering for 4, you're wavering for 4. But sadly, in my mirror match, I didn't draw it. He seemed to draw it, but I still was able to win. So, Wavering Eyes, fair card in its respect to this, in the respect of this meta right now. So two of it. Next we play two Cosmic Cyclone. Cosmic Cyclone really, really, really helps. Some people questioned me why I was playing it in the main. Those people are fools for why I'm playing it in the main. I'm playing it in the main because it deals with your back row. It deals with things that I can't deal with. So basically you have that anti-spell fragrance going first. I'm ready for you. You got that Unending Nightmare going first. I'm ready for you. You're playing True Draco. I'm ready for you. That's what this card essentially is. It deals with problems that I can't deal with normally. Like, this card was obviously mainly used against Trickstars, but against True Draco, it did come in handy, so I do play two of this card for that reason. So, two Cosmic Cyclone. And the last spell card, Raigeki. It's Raigeki. I'm not going to explain it. I am Rob Geki. It is on the mat. I will not explain Raigeki because of Raigeki is Raigeki. You play Raigeki in any form, on any format, in my opinion. Even though I drew it like once throughout the whole day. But yeah, those are all the spells. Spell count, I feel like this is the right number as well. I feel like I'm playing all the right ratios as well. And obviously it worked because I went X to 1. Sure, it's not the best number, but it's really good. Still, I went positive and I only lost to Spirals. I only drew against Paleo because of time. Like, these are options. And I was going to go first game 3 as well, so I would have a very good... I'd probably have won that. But yeah, for traps, we play 2-time Pendulum Graph. 1 is too little of this card. You really do need to play at least 2. Because if they deal with the first one, you have the second one to have to add back later, and it really is vital to just play at least 2, in my opinion. If you're not playing 2, you're not playing the deck right. So 2 is the perfect number to play in this deck. Seriously, that if you're not playing 2, you're not doing it right, in my opinion. And the last card in the main is a Solemn Scolding. Just negate everything. Oh, you're going to evenly match me. I'm going to negate your evenly matched. Oh, you're going to do something. I'm going to negate that. Oh, you do anything. I'm going to negate that. It's just like, I'm not playing enough cards that I set to care, so Solemn Scolding at 1 is fine as is. So 1 Solemn Scolding, just because it's like literally just an amazing trap card to play. I'll do side deck first, then go on to extra deck. My side deck was built just to deal with this format, just to deal with the format I felt like I was going to be seeing. So what I played was, I played the 1 Double Helix as the Reaper target, I played the 2 Reapers. I should have played 3 Reapers in my opinion. I should have played 3 of this, but I don't have a third, sadly. But if I did, I would have definitely played 3 Reaper, because even when every time I saw it against a Spell player, I won. And yeah, I would play 3 Reaper if I could play 3 Reaper. So yeah, 2 Reaper and 1 Helix, because that's the only deck that I care about to hit. 2 Drawn Lockbird. For Spirals as well, and Spirals, Trickstars, Invoked, anything like that. I never really saw the card. When I did see the card, I literally didn't care for the card. It was an alright card, but it wasn't really necessary in the deck at any point. Next was 2 Dodger Dragons. I'm doing 2 Dodger Dragons just because I did 2 Dodger Dragons because I felt like Counter Fairy were going to somewhat represent on that day. I felt like Counter Fairy was going to be a deck that would just come out of nowhere, be able to do something. So I wanted to prepare for that by playing Dodger Dragon, and essentially the reason I played this over a card like Denkoseka is because Dodger Dragon its summon can't be negated. So if I normal summon it, if they don't have warning, if they have a warning, they can't activate the warning. So I felt like Dodger Dragon was the better card to actually play against Counter Fairy. So yeah, Dodger Dragon was definitely a good option in my opinion. It just didn't ever get sided in because I didn't ever play Counter Fairy. Next, we played a Kaiju engine of 1 Gameciel, 1 Kumongous, 1 Dogoran, and 1 Interrupted Slumber. This is the right ratio, I feel like. If I was ever to change something, I might change the Dogoran to a Star Destroying Kaiju or a Lightning Strike Kaiju. Like, I feel like this is the right ratio, though. The only reason I'll change it is because when I'm going for Dark Rebellion, FTK sort of thing, OTK, I'm normally giving them the bigger one, so I can just run into it, make it 0, deal them like 5 damage. So a little bit of extra damage does come in need sometimes, but honestly, I feel like Dogoran's the right one. It's just fine as Dogoran. So 1 Dogoran is fine. The Kaiju engine was very useful throughout the day. I cited it like twice. It only ever came in against Spirals and True Draco. So yeah, and it only came when I was going second, obviously. Next, we played the 1 Wavering Eyes for to side in and get against the mirror. If we ever did see a mirror match, then we were playing free. We didn't see it, as I said, throughout the whole tournament, but yeah. Like, the one time I did see Wavering Eyes, I was able to bluff my opponent out with it just by activating two dead scales, force them to attempt to pop said scales, and then just wavering. Like, it was an easy. It was easy, very easy. Then one scolding. I chose to side a second scolding just in case, because whenever I'm going first, putting in a scolding and having two scolding in the deck gives me an increased chance of drawing scolding. So I felt like scolding at two was a good number, and whenever you see scolding, you're practically like, oh, I win the game. So scolding really does help in that respect. And finally, we played two evenly matched, which came in clutch at times whenever I used them. I never sided them in against Trickstars. They always came in against Spirals. They came in against Magicians, which I did use. And they came in against random stuff, but evenly matched, definitely a very good option for the event. And yeah, so evenly matched definitely came in clutch as well. But yeah, if you're playing this format, you need evenly matched essentially. For extra deck, we're playing the Brotherhood token because Brotherhood is the best locals in the UK. Um, but yeah, Brotherhood token. For extra deck, we play one Akashic Magician, just to punish bad players. Really, it comes out for Electrum easily. We played one Decode Talker because it helps you FTK, plus it has 2 down pointing arrows. We played one Borreload. I didn't make it throughout the whole day. Borreload was never made, but it's there essentially to be like, oh, I can take your good stuff to use your good stuff. So one Borreload. Oh, one Dweller. One Dweller that was actually made against Trickstars, actually against True Draco, and actually won me the game because of it. So yeah, one Dweller because of that. One Babushka. Babushka came out like every game. I can't really say anything else. Babushka is just an amazing card in general. One Tornado Dragon. Made it like twice throughout the whole day. Whenever I made it, it came in handy. Yeah, so the two times I made it, it came in handy. One Star Time. It was alright. It was an alright card. Didn't do amazingly. When I used it, it came in handy. But one Star Time. One Perform Age Trapeze Magician. FTKs. OTKs. This card lets me do OTKs, and that's why I play it. You need to play this card if you are playing Magicians. This enables all of your OTKs. So, well, most of your OTKs. So you have to play this card. This card is amazing. One Supreme King Dark Rebellion. Same here. Helps you OTK. You play this card. You don't care. You just play this card. This card is amazing, and you have to use it. One Dark Rebellion. You must use it. One Supreme King. Never made it. Clearwing. Never made it. It's a Raigeki. That's why it's there. One Omega. I made the Omega Babushka combo once throughout the whole day. When I did that, it was fun. It won me the game, so always one Omega. One Ignista, made it like once. Used it to bluff out a firewall. Bluffed the firewall. Was able to kill. Wasn't able to kill. It was around 8. He could put this back into my extra deck. I wasn't able to kill him because of the sleep, because of the resort. But this was a good card. This was a very good card. It's a very good card in general. One Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. I'm playing Scarlight just because it's like, oh, I can nuke your board and deal you damage at the same time. I never made it, but the principle behind it is I attack for a lot of damage. If you don't die, I use effect, and then you die. So that's the principle behind it, but it never came up. One Bills, the side out target for double helix. Really I didn't summon it at all throughout the whole weekend, but it was there just in case I needed it. And the card that literally says I win against Trickstars. Supreme King Starving Venom. This card is literally amazing in general. Just being able to use its effect to be like, no, you cannot negate. You cannot summon Scapegoats in defense mode and live. You are going to die this turn. This card is amazing, and it's the reason we can easily win against Trickstars. Well, one of the reasons. But this card just is like the OTK enabler as well. If your opponent has defense position monsters, this card helps you win through that as well. But yeah, guys, that is the deck profile / little tournament report. The tournament was very slow in my opinion. In general, like the tournament, it started like an hour and a half late. We were there till like 12:30 at night until the end of the day. And it just like it went on really late and it went on really really long. So I would say like the tournament organizers, they're good people. Because one of them, I know Ben, he's a great tournament organizer. He's a great man, a great guy, but it's just too many people turned up. I feel like they didn't have enough room, and it was a little cramped. But the event itself was a really good event. There was a lot of nice people. I had fun throughout the whole day, just trolling and just talking to people that I never met before, just having discussions about the game and just having a lot of fun. Like that's what I had. That was the tournament. That was how fun it was, and I'm really happy that I got to go to it, to the UK Open, and just talk to people. But yeah, guys, this is the deck profile. Tell me what you think of this deck profile in the comment section below. Tell me if you think you would play this profile, and if you're interested, what I'm taking out for Electrum. It's the Scarlight and the Akashic Magician. These two are coming out for the Electrum instantaneously as soon as it comes out. So, yeah, that's what's coming out. You'll see a deck profile of the Electrum build as soon as I've got the Electrums and I've made the build that I feel comfortable with. But this is the build that I used at the UK Open. Tell me what you think of it in the comment section below. Tell me if you think I did good. I went X2-1, which is 6 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw. 1 draw because we went into time and I can't do anything about that, and lost to Spirals because of rubbish, simply rubbish. But yeah, guys, that's the deck profile. That's the day. Tell me what you think of it, and tell me if you were at the UK Open and did well or just had fun. Give me your opinions. If you enjoyed the video as well, please comment to tell me that you enjoyed the video, like the video as well, to show that you liked the video and want to see more deck profiles. If you want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh content coming from me, press the subscribe button so you can subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. And if you want to be notified of future Yu-Gi-Oh videos, press the bell button as well to be notified of future Yu-Gi-Oh videos. That's the video, guys. Thanks for watching. As I said, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos. And I'll see you next time. Magicians are still the best deck in my opinion, and they're about to be tier 0. What you gonna do, guys? Thanks for watching. Bye.